guys, and welcome back to Lewi Productions. In today's episode, we're doing something a little different. So, welcome to the first motorbike review of the channel. So, I thought we'd start off with something quite well known, I would like to say. Well, should be well known. This is we've got a better bike. Well, I say better bike? No, we can't call it a better bike. We've got another bike coming to the channel that is ultimately more well known than this. But as British bikes go, this is one of the probably the most well known British bikes there was. What you're looking here is a 1948 BSA Bantam D1. The D1 was the first incarnation of the Bantam range, which went from 48 I think to about 1968, 70ish. And during that time they went through massive changes. This being the first incarnation came out with a 125cc engine. I cannot remember the horsepower off the top of my head. It's been a long time since I actually looked at that specs of this bike. But for anyone that's interested, I will put the specs in the video description, which will be down below. So this bike, 1948, rigid rear suspension, so it's just solid, no suspension at all. They later came out with plunger suspension, but I won't spoil you too much with that information because that will come later. And what I mean later, another video, because as I'm sure you guessed it, there's one of those here. So anyway, the D1 Bantam went, I think it was mid-50s it went on to. But it got replaced anyway by a bigger Bantam, which went to 150cc. Then they went to 175s in later life. And yeah, they also changed, so they went from rigid to plunger suspension to swing arm suspension, which was then right to the end of the Bantam's use. They also changed the tank. I like teardrop shaped tanks. I think they have lots of character to them. They went to a kidney shaped tank later on in life. So I love the little machines. This one I got, I think it was 2011. So before I even had freewheelers, I was into motorbikes. And this one, I'll always remember what my grandfather told me when we went to look at it, and it was, nope, 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 don't buy it, don't buy it. But as I think we all know by now, when it's the kind of thing that people would go, don't buy that, I tend to go, I want it. So yeah, I got this fully restored back when I was still at school. It was all powder coated, which it's looking a bit more rougher nowadays because it's obviously been used. This bike wasn't restored and put away in a garage. I actually run it on the road, which was lovely. It's a lovely little machine and it's just so different to drive around with. And yeah, just so fun. I haven't had it out to shows in a long time now, mainly because as soon as I got the car licence and the line finished, it was, I'm taking that out. So this doesn't get out often. They do come out to odd shows now and again, and they're lovely little things. I mean, the Bantam, this one, I think it's possibly getting the way that it's needing the oil seals and bearings replaced, because that is their Achilles heel. When oil seals go, it doesn't get the compression to pull the petrol through to start them. And this one does take a few kicks to start, so that usually is a sign the oil seals are on their way out. But it will get done. There's another one here waiting that to be done, but you'll meet it in another video as well. So how much spoilers have I went through here? I've went 1, 2, 3, I've possibly went through 4 spoiler episodes of motorbikes by accident. But oh well. So yeah, love a little machine. The Bantams were very popular. The GPO used them quite a lot. So you'd often seen them working alongside the Scammell. They were lovely little things. They did for years and years. Telegram boys on the motorbikes, I think they were. But yeah, I would say we'll take a walk around this bike with the camera, but there's not actually much to see. This side of the bike really has all its bits on it, I guess you could call it. So I'm going to sit this helmet down because I don't want to damage it, and I'll point out some of the features on the Bantam to you. So, the features of the Bantam include these lovely number plate mudguard mounted number plates. A D-shaped speedometer, which we'll cut in some photos after this of that. It doesn't have the luxury of an electric horn. Instead, it has... You just can't get old of that. That just never will get old. But yeah. Yeah, right, I need to stop that now. So yeah, it's got one of those, a bulb horn. Single exhaust pipe to a fishtail exhaust, which is a lovely noise, as I'm sure you heard when I came in about. Gear change, which is 1 down and 2 up. So that gives you a total of 3 gears. And then we've got a toolbox. What you'll get in that toolbox, I'm not sure, but we've got a toolbox. Maybe a puncture repair kit, a spare spark plug. There's possibly a spare spark plug in that toolkit now. Because I do remember I broke down with this bike once, and it was a spark plug. So let's have a nosy inside the toolbox with just 2 grub screws. And if I'm lucky, these are designed, because obviously you're not going to have a screwdriver on you when you're out on the main road, and they're quite chunky tops to them. So in old money, it should fit a coin. That's if you haven't left your wallet at home. So let's have a quick look in the toolbox. I imagine no escaping yet. Oh no, there's a cloth in here. Oh, there's 2 spark plugs in it. I didn't even know I had this in here, so this is all new to me. We've got Champion L82 spark plugs and an adjuster. Okay, now I know there's spark plugs in it. So if I ever go down the road run and I break down, I know I'm going to be sorted if I've got a loose bolt and I've got a spark plug. Problem. So, right, lid of that just goes on like so. Same again, just turn it round. And we'll just use my... Since I don't have any old-fashioned coins on me, I'm just going to use a modern coin. And just to tighten up the grub screws again so that it's not going to just rumble off while we're driving down the road. So, one more. Come on. That's not as tight as I thought it was. There we go. Right, so we've got a toolkit. We've got a single solo saddle seat, which I absolutely love the look of these. I just think they're brilliant. They are vintage look and yeah, fantastic. We've got a parcel shelf, or a luggage carrying rack, whatever you want to call it. And a rear light. Oh, and they've got a headlight of course as well at the front. But that's it. Wheels weren't chromed on these LED ones because after the war it was cheaper to paint them and it was basically easier to do. I think down to material shortages as well didn't help. But anyway, we've had a look around this bike and I'm sure you're probably more interested to see how it runs. Funnily enough, I'm not going to have a camera held in the front of me as we drive this, so you'll get some voiceover on these bits, I think, if it looks good. But let's go and give it a little spin around and see how it actually handles. That's better. So there we are, guys. A little run around and review of my 1948 BSA Bantam, which has been quite fun. I was hoping to do slightly more videos with it, but surprisingly, I mean this is really surprising because none of my vehicles do this, it decided to spring a fuel leak, so it's kind of broken down, which means I need to do a car build on it sometime in the future. So that'll be another job to the list. But anyway, apart from that mild inconvenience, I hope you guys have enjoyed the video and getting to meet this beautiful little 1948 BSA Bantam D1. If you have and you want to keep up to date with other stuff on the channel, or more bikes to come on the channel, I mean, if you're new to the channel from this video, then there's loads to see on the channel, including multiple Reliant vehicles. There's a little lovely Scammell lorry that will appear time to time. Yeah, there's a bit of everything here. So if you really like those little kind of things, like little Reliance, three-wheeled vehicles, just totally different things, and of course some of the two-wheeled variety. If you really enjoy that, remember and hit the subscribe button below and stay up to date with all the latest content coming to the channel. So anyway, for now, I think I'm going to go and give this bike a little clean and put it away. And that'll be that for today's video. So I hope you've all enjoyed the video today, guys, and I guess we'll see you next time. That never gets old. We'll see you again.